Let's go ahead and start with unwrapping what we have going on here. Let's unveil the short block. Ta-da! Okay. Set to the side. Ooh, I'm excited. This is the first time I see it under the lights here at the shop. Wow. Okay. Whoops. Okay, let's see what we have here. Beautiful. These are Molly dished pistons, 10 to 1 compression ratio, eagle rods, eagle crank. This is a 6-1 base 426 stroker. Sorry, I'm over here eating these spicy ones. Burning up. Looks very nice. We are going to, what I'm going to go ahead and do here, this is a stock Hemi setup, Mopar. New everything, of course. Built. This setup is advertised to be able to handle 1,200, I'm assuming crank horsepower. It's very nice, very nice. I bought some stuff at O'Reilly's. Let me go grab it from the car and then I'm going to show you guys real quick. I went ahead and picked me up some spray paint, acetone, primer, clear. You can only imagine what we're going to do with this. I asked the owner what color he wanted, his setup. He said he wants it black on black. I'm like, okay, black on black it is. Black cylinder heads, black block, black timing cover, black pan, black everything. And I'm going to take you guys along with me. This is going to look sick, so stay tuned. Before I tape this up, I have to show you guys this bottom end. Look how beautiful this looks. Perfectly balanced. Forged. Beefy connecting rods. Lightweight. This thing, I hope the throttle on this is pretty snappy. Whapa! ARP mains. This has a lot of ARP hardware all throughout. ARP 2000 rods. I mean, check it out. I'm going to go slow-mo for you guys here. Eagle crank. Eagle rods. Molly pistons. You could call this a budget stroker kit. This is on the cheaper side of the stroker kits. ARP hardware. So first thing I'm going to do here is we are going to hit it with some acetone. Acetone. We're going to hit it with some acetone. You know, we're just going to... Nah, I'm just fine. We're not going to do that. We're going to grab a rag and we're just going to clean up all the oil. Well, first, we're going to clean up all the oil on the outside with just a dry rag. And then we're going to hit it with the acetone. This camera won't focus. Then after that, we're going to start masking everything off. And then tomorrow, once the sun comes out, I'm going to take it outside, let the block get a little warm before we spray paint it. And bam, it's going to look real good. He's going to be very happy. And this thing's going to make some power. It's not going to make a whole lot of power NA, but this is ready to handle some boost. And that was his goal. And, well, we're here to satisfy your guys' goals. Horsepower goals, that is. So we have a little issue here. I was going to put on the oil pump, but I noticed that this crank sprocket, as you can see, is pretty dang damaged here. So I was like, that's weird. Like Cardi B says, that's suspicious. So I was like, okay, why is that? So then I hit up the machinist. He said he had to heat this up to press it on. And, well, now the oil pump doesn't go on. And it just didn't make sense, right? Because this crank sprocket's supposed to slide in and out freely. Shouldn't need any sort of pressing nor pulling to get it out. The correct thing that should have been done is if the tolerance was too tight, he should have honed out the inside of the crank sprocket, and that way it can right slide in and out freely. And so now I'm going through all this trouble to kind of get this baby off of here. And it just sucks because now I'm delayed, and now I need a new crank sprocket and a new timing set since I torched it, because there's no other way around it. So now I need a pretty much a new timing set, and yeah. And I also seen that my machinist forgot this plug over here. So see how there's a plug right there? On this one, there's no plug. So there's supposed to be a plug. You know, honest accident perhaps, but rookie mistake. Should not have, because let's say I wouldn't have checked, put it in the car, fired up, huge oily mess, no good. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. I ordered a new one, and now I need to order a new timing set as well. If the new one, more than likely it's gonna be a press fit on as well, which is unacceptable. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hone it out. That way it slides perfectly on the snout of the crank, and then we'll be dialed. But yeah, this is like a whole day's worth of delay. I mean, I've been at it for an hour just trying to get this dang thing out of here. It's getting that though. We got finally see some light through there. I'll keep you guys updated. I have a suspicion, a theory maybe, right? So there's two steps to this crank snout, right? You have this portion and then this groove and then past it. I think the issue here is not the tight tolerance here. I think the woodruff key has a really tight tolerance, and that's what's kind of holding us up. Because look, I slide it in, right? Cool, everything's dandy. And then, look, right? And now I slid it into this other portion, and it's good. But now I'm gonna put it into the keyway, blink, right? And then it stops right there. Ding. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this woodruff key here, boom, pop that out, see if it's no longer an issue, then we have to file down the woodruff key. But if it's still an issue, then we're gonna have to hone this out, the inside, hone it out until it just moves freely. Man, I am so good at my job. I am a beast. All right, so found the issue. My theory was correct. I eliminated the key. Right, there's the key. Look at this. It's not an issue with this tolerance. The tolerance is perfect. It's the tolerance in the keyway. Either I need to shave down the keyway or open up this slot a little bigger. But opening up that slot is harder than shaving down this keyway ever so slightly. I'd have to shave it the thickness, right? The thickness, and maybe make it just a tiny tad shorter so it sinks in a little deeper. Man, I'm good. I am good. Now I need to go get a whole new timing set just because I'm that good. Hey, I'm not here to keep all the secrets to myself. I'm here to show you guys, enlighten you guys, and let's all learn together. Let's all learn about these Mopars together. Even when you think you know it all, trust me, you don't. There's always something to learn, and I learned something new today, and I'm sure my machinist did as well. So here you go, guys. I know this is not the exciting content you guys want to see, but for some it might be. Some it might be. So what I'm going to do now is, I have trust issues, so I'm going to take everything back apart, pop the lifters out, pop out the cam, slide the cam out. Then I'm going to check all the cam bearings, check the alignment on every lobe, but make sure it's actually dead center with the lifter roller. Check the lifters, make sure they're not sideways, upside down, etc. Yeah, because we've just invested way too much money. We just invested way too much money into this project to kind of risk ruining this. Because if this goes south, I'm going under. Like, Hemi hustlers won't exist anymore. So this is why I have to make sure that every single job is 1,000%, because it's my butt on the line. And it's my client's money on the line, and that's just not fair. I know how hard each and every one of you work for what you have, and I'm not going to be the one to take advantage of that money. So I'm here to help you guys. I love you guys. Stay tuned. We're going to keep going on this engine, and I'm going to take you guys along with me, and you guys are going to learn a lot by tuning in to the Hemi Hustlers YouTube channel, which wouldn't be possible
if it wasn't for you guys watching. So I definitely appreciate that. Much love. Let's get back to this baby. Time to hit the dealership.
This can. Ooh, man, that is a nice grind. All right, let's keep going. All right. So now if I use my hands, I want to feel.
Can I help you, brother? Can I help you? All right, guys. I'm gonna show all my sons out here how this is done. So remember how before we had this crank sprocket issue? Well, check it out now. Goes into the first keyway because it has two keyways. One's for the oil pump sprocket, oil pump gear, or crankshaft sprocket. One's for the harmonic damper. Since this is going to be a supercharged application, it's a very good thing we have this. So, because now this means that we don't have to pin the crank whenever we install the balancer because it's already slotted and keyed. So, no more jibba jabba. Let me show you guys how it is. All right, we got some good flow here on the back. It does get a little tight, just a little bit. So I could shave it off a little more, but I don't want to shave it too much and then it ends up having a little slop and then it changes our cam timing by like 0.1 degree, right? So it's okay if it's a little tight on there. The purpose here is that it finally slips on. So bam, just like that. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Now that's what it's supposed to look like. Look how beautiful that looks. We have new hardware all around, right? Under here, new cam bolt. Look at that. 10.9, grade 10.9. The weakest bolts were on there, man. I got the strongest ones, the shiniest ones. I had to get a new timing set. I reused the timing chain tensioner from the old timing set because it had 4 of these metal shims in there, which in turn produces more tension. So I just had to swap that over. Had to do a little machining. I mean, I've done a whole lot of a little machining to get this to work properly. I had to shave down these woodruff keys ever so slightly, both ends. What else? These bolts, I had to cut them like 4 or 5 times just to get them exactly how I wanted them. Everything's cherry. I already spun it, double checked and confirmed the timing marks are set. Everything's ready to go. Now I'm going to put the oil pump on and I won't give you guys an update until this is pretty much completed. All right, bam, let's get it. Ooh, got the first coat of primer. By the way, you have to get engine enamel. You cannot use regular house paint. You cannot use other kinds of paint. It has to be resistant up to high temps because under the engine bay, it's very hot. And if you use another paint that's flammable and not resistant to heat, well, you're just asking to catch your stuff on fire. Check it out. First coat. I'll probably do 2 coats, but I have about this much left. Not much. I think you gotta make a run to O'Reilly's, which sucks because that's pretty far for just some primer. So I'm gonna see how far I can stretch this primer. Yeah, this is how it looks, you know. Not the world's best masking job, but I can guarantee you no paint is gonna get inside of this engine. Because everywhere where you think there's an open hole, there's a rag in there.
So yeah, there ain't no possibility. Back here, I'm not gonna spray back here, only because I don't want to spray any paint on the crank. Even though it's outside of the seal, shouldn't really matter if I get paint on it. I just don't want to get paint on it. So maybe when I have the, yeah, I'll probably have to leave this bare. This realistically, the block should have been painted before assembly. That way, you don't have to worry about anything being in the way. It's just bare. But it is what it is. We're working with what we have. It's gonna come out amazing anyways. Let's see, update on this. Yep, still looks like poop. This one still looks immaculate. I really like how this one came out. Look at that. Damn. Nice. We're gonna give this 10 minutes to dry per the instructions, and we'll hit it with another coat. I got the first coat of black. Looks pretty slick. Nice thin coat. Something light, something slight. You know, I'm painting the engine block, but at the same time, I'm being time efficient. I'm being productive. I'm also spray painting everything else with all the overspray. See, kill multiple birds with one stone. Spray the block and spray all the nice toolboxes. Man, that looks good. So, I decided to see. You guys see all them bugs? They're attracted to this. I think they're addicted some way, somehow. But how do we tell them, hey, I found something better than sniff and paint? Oh, you can't see it until I turn it around, but I hit it with a heavy coat of black, and it looks way better than it did with the clear coat. I have the third coat on, third and final coat. No more paint, that's it. If there's a little crack, a little crevice somewhere in a little corner, inside of a little hole, in a little indentation with a little pore that I missed, oh well. But I don't think so. Everything looks pretty solid. Actually looks really beautiful. Now we're gonna leave it in the sun for an hour to bake before I start taking off the tape. Look how the pan came out. Came out real good. Pan came out good. Timing cover came out excellent. Now I'm gonna start masking up the cylinder heads and get the baby ready for paint as well. One last video before I seal her up. I got the studs on, head gaskets on. Everything's ready to go, both sides. I'm about to put the cylinder head on. I was removing the tape. I got the surface layer, the masking surface, all nice and cleaned up. I'm gonna get back to you guys once we have these heads on. Damn, oh, I got the damper on. Look how, I mean, I'm mind boggled by how beautiful this looks. The black on black combination is working for me. This thing looks like a model. Like it should be at some sort of show. Looks very good. Here she is in all her glory. I just slapped on this driver's side cylinder head. Upgraded everything. Still got the tape on the exhaust. On this side, I took it off. This better make some steam. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna retire. So, two things I'm kind of not comfortable about is this. So, hold on, let me take out my gum so I don't sound like a cow. Anyways, these rivets, right? They sit on the deck of the block, but
The cylinder head obviously doesn't touch it, it goes around it. However, there's just some slight distorting there. I don't think it's going to affect anything. The cylinder head should be perfectly sealed. It's just something discomforting. So for the next time I do this, some tips for you guys and some game. The next time I do this, before I send the block off to the machine shop, I'm going to machine myself with a burr. This portion, obviously right here, but you can't see it. I'm gonna shave that whole thing, open it up a little more, so that way the rivets will always have enough clearance, and I won't have this uncomfort anymore. Now, if this does for some reason pose a problem, which it should not, I'm highly confident it will not. But if it does for some reason pose an issue, I, on record here on video, will do all this free of charge to get it back on the road as fast as possible, right? I'll take the heads off, order some new head gaskets in, machine all that, slap it back together, and ship it back on the road. This is actually the vehicle we're working on. I'm sure I've shown you guys before, but for those of you who have not watched our videos before, this is a new project I'm working on called BLACKLYN, like Jacqueline, but BLACKLYN. It's this beautiful 08 Dodge Charger SRT8, 426 Hemi, built for boost. Let's get back to it. Actually, now that I have completed her in all her beauty, all that's next now is to measure the push rod length. So I have to wash all of this, make sure I got to take it completely apart, wash it real good, throw away those push rods, because I need to measure for some push rods and custom order me a set of push rods for this engine. I'm not going to go crazy. Like, I think there's like 0.108 wall. I'm just going to do 0.083 wall thickness push rod. It doesn't need anything tremendous. I don't think this setup is ever going to see 2,000 horsepower. Sorry, 1,000 horsepower. But if it ever does, I mean, it's built for it. It's ready. It's ready to go. It's ready to go. But I think this car would sit comfortably at like 800 wheel. That would be freaking sick. I think 1,000 wheel is too overkill. Regardless, we only have a 6-rib belt setup, and we would definitely need to upgrade that. Probably go to a 10-rib, maybe a different timing cover, maybe the Hellcat timing cover with a stock Hellcat lower pulley, or even the ATI balancer. The ATI damper, my favorite. I'm putting this standard on every single build I do. If I know it's going to be forged, I'm doing the ATI damper, and I'm doing the ATI SFI approved flex plate as well. Because safety's first. It's expensive. I understand it's expensive, right? I'm not well off per se myself. So I totally understand. That's why I always want to make sure that I do the best I can possibly do, because this money that you guys earn working really hard, well, is hard to get. It doesn't just land on your lap. I understand that. So with that being said, I'm going to end the video off here. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please comment. Like, I want to speak to you guys. I want to talk to you guys, share thoughts and ideas. And you guys can potentially give me thoughts for videos, whatever you guys want to see. I'm always ears for it. So peace, and follow us on social media, Instagram, TikTok, at Hemi Hustlers. Everything's at Hemi Hustlers, because we love the Hemi platform. I mean, just look at that, right? Let me get a good thumbnail shot. That's a terrible thumbnail shot. Well, I guess let me show you guys in depth detail here. That little spick. So upgraded valve springs, upgraded valve train, upgraded valves, hardened valve seats, because these early 6157s are notorious for dropping valve seats. So I was like, told my machinist, I'm like, hey man, I need this thing bulletproof. I need it to be able to overheat a bunch of times if need be and not drop a valve seat. But it shouldn't. It should run perfectly fine. Anyways, peace, you guys. I appreciate you guys coming along with me for this engine build. Now it's going to be part 2 of this series. It's going to be me doing the rest of it, but at least you guys can have a video, so enjoy. Peace. And this is actually on Christmas Day. I say that in quotations because I don't really celebrate, but just to give you guys an idea that I'm, I'm hustling while you guys are opening up gifts, and I'm doing all this because, hey, I love it. It's my passion. It's my passion, and we're here. We're here for the long run. So, hold on. Where's my marker? I want to write something for you guys because this is important. Blue, because crip. Nah, I'm just playing. Not because of that. Let's see. Let's put God, aka Jesus. Bless you. You watching. God bless you.